Tim Cruz, along with
Felicia B.
We're here live on the, well, by the time you see this, it won't be live, but it's kind of a particularly ugly, rainy, nasty, what's today, Friday?
Friday.
Upon the Celebrity Edge, the first cruise out of a United States port since 2020. I got to tell you, the weather has been nasty this entire... We had our first thunderstorm. Tell them about that.
It was not a thunderstorm. It was a lightning storm that was on top of us. It was insane.
Yeah, we actually saw it right out of our room. It felt like, the vibration felt like one of those lightning bolts hit the ship, but the captain said it didn't.
Right, no, she said it did not. But
how fast were the winds?
I think she said 60 knots.
Which is just under hurricane force winds. We couldn't feel the ship move from the wind.
No, during the storm we couldn't feel it at all. We didn't know. We just knew there was a lightning storm ahead literally on top of us.
Yeah, that's once I've never seen that before on all the cruises we've been on. We've never seen a lightning storm like right above. Usually they circumnavigate, go around it, but this one was right on top of us.
Right on top of us.
But the good thing is we're still here. The ship wasn't affected. No alarms or anything went off, and Captain K took us right through it safely and soundly, and here we are, living to talk about it. So we're going to give you some of our ideas about the Celebrity Edge, about the first cruise that has left an American port since 2020, and some observations we've made about celebrity cruises in general. Yeah. Where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about kids? You love kids, don't you?
Oh, we love kids.
Now, if you want to get away from kids, I mean, primarily if you go on Carnival or Royal Caribbean's more popular ship, you're going to have a whole bunch of kids. I mean, there's kids running around. I remember our last cruise, there were kids sitting in the elevator, just going up and down, like teenagers, sitting in up and down all night, just partying, doing whatever they're doing in the elevator.
Yep. That's what
Do you see any of that here?
No, nothing here. There's not that many kids on this ship, but we've barely seen any of them, to be honest. And the neat thing about this ship is that, neat for adults, is that the kids area is down on level 2. They call it the basement, and that's where all the kid clubs or activity areas are. So it's kind of nice, and they're down out of the way, so to speak, and there's really no need to maybe play elevator tag.
Yeah. On the Royal Caribbean ships, I think they were up on, there was like a kids club like on 14 or 50 up near the pool deck. Right. So kids were always in your face running around, and I'm talking to teenagers. The little kids I don't have a problem with teenagers, you know how teenagers get. They get a little crazy. Is that lightning?
Yeah.
It's kind of smelly up here too. Yeah. All right, so not so many kids. Celebrity kind of prides themselves into, even the captain mentioned the other day, you're not going to see water slides, roller coasters. You're not going to see that there's no basketball court.
There's no flow rider.
There is no flow rider. It's basically, this Celebrity line is really tailored for adults. So if you hate children, this is the cruise line to be on. Now, the other side of that is, personally, I think children add a lot of energy to a cruise.
They do. They really do.
So this here, a lot of silver hairs, a lot of grandmas on here, a lot of wheelchairs, and people are having problems and need assist. I mean, it's an older crowd. I mean, I thought older, they were talking about 40s to 50s, but these are easily 70 to 90.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Easily.
And with that kind of crowd, you just don't get the spontaneity, the energy, the party atmosphere that we're used to seeing on Royal or Carnival or Disney or many of the other cruise lines. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with you completely. Yeah, it's just.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And a lot of the old people are miserable. I mean, they're complaining about the meals. I mean, this is the first cruise, basically out of America for like 15 months, and they're sitting there complaining. Well, the meal was kind of slow. The waiter didn't bring me my Bengay quick enough, and I mean, petty stuff that you think that these old people would be over by now, but they're still complaining about it, and it was like they never left. It's like they've been on the ship for the last 15 months. All right, what else do you want to talk about? How about the internet on this thing? Do you remember dial-up?
It's been slow. Now, rightfully so. When we started the cruise, we had the media from all the major stations on the boat streaming live.
They had their own satellite.
They did, but yeah, it's been exceptionally slow.
Yeah, I think AOL, like at the beginning, like AOL dial-up. I mean, with the sound, I think I even heard it like, I swear I heard that sound, but it's been, 2 megabits, which is the upper. We've got the upper, like the best streaming package you can get, incredibly slow. So if you plan on doing video conferencing or really any sort of work that involves live streaming or uploading or downloading things, you're not going to have great luck. Now, we're in port here, and we're able to jump on our AT&T with an international day pass. So the speed here is like, it's still not home, but it's a lot faster than the ship Wi-Fi. Have you had any problems with the Wi-Fi?
Overall? Yeah, it's been really slow, especially for you, though, because you've been trying to upload a lot of stuff. We haven't been able to do any lives for the most part, but we are in the Bahamas. We are in Nassau today, and we are connected to AT&T at this moment in time, and it's nice.
We're sending a direct message out to you, Richard Fain, CEO of Royal Caribbean, the parent company, who was on this ship for how long was he here?
The first 3 or 4 days.
What did you think of the CEO, Richard Fain, CEO of Royal Caribbean? Now, there's a CEO of Celebrity who was not here, which we thought was kind of weird. They said she wasn't available. I would have thought she should have been here, being there's a female captain on this and the female empowerment movement. I think it would have presented a better image. But it's good that somebody was here. I mean, the big dog from Royal Caribbean is a pretty big deal. I mean, tell him what you saw. What did you think about the CEO of Royal Caribbean?
I liked him. I liked him a lot. He's got energy, but he's an older gentleman, but he's got a lot of energy behind him. He has no problem going to the buffet area, which is called the Ocean View Cafe here. And
where did he sit? Twice.
Right next to us, twice. I was so nervous that Tim was going to say something.
I swear I was on my best behavior. I mean, I did something one night I'll tell you about later. I don't think we have it on video, but I was going to say something, but I didn't want to ruin his...
He was here with his wife, and they were having a nice breakfast or lunch.
I behaved myself, which is really, if you know me, that's highly unusual. But I swear he went, like, twice. He searched us out and sat... I mean, there's a whole bunch... This cruise is pretty empty. I mean, it's like 40% capacity. There's tables everywhere. He and his wife come sit next to us twice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He, apparently he's knows a lot about bartending, because on deck 3, the Martini Bar, he actually came down several evenings while he was here, went behind the bar, and actually did bartending. He was great. It was really cool to see a CEO get down there and just have a good time with his crew.
He's probably got one of the big suites here. I don't know where he stayed. It's kind of hush-hush. They don't want people to know. But he mingled with the people. I mean, he was one of us.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he ate in the public dining area, the Ocean View Cafe,
just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Just a normal guy. I love that.
I thought that was pretty. He didn't have an entourage. I mean, it's just him and his wife sitting there. And the crew knew. They said, "Hello, Mr. Fain."
Mm-hmm. They did.
So they knew who he was, and they knew he was on board, and they treated him just like everybody else. So I got to give props to the staff and crew of this ship. Top notch.
Just go right into the staff. Yeah. I mean, the crew has been fantastic. I mean, so friendly, so engaging. They truly are happy to be back to work.
And you learned some Spanish this morning?
No, you learned some Spanish this morning.
I can't tell you what I learned because I said it the wrong way, because context is everything, and I mishmashed my words, and he laughed at me, and rightfully so. You should have no idea what I said. But yeah, the staff has been awesome. Very, very attentive. Again, it's a small group of passengers, so they can be. I guess the ratio is much smaller on this ship.
Right. The ship, I think, typically holds 2,900 people, and we're right of just over 1,100 passengers on this cruise. So, less than half.
It's small. It's small for sure. Now, before we got on this boat, we booked a ship tour. There's something called a Premier Package, which gives you... We had a lot. We booked a suite this time. We'll tell you about our room in a moment. But we booked this. It's supposed to have a ship tour. You're supposed to have lunch with an officer, a random officer, I don't know who they pick, and a photo opportunity with Captain Kate. We got on the ship, and we asked her, we have a butler in our suite, and, hey, what's going on with the ship tour? Oh, I'll get back to you. Didn't hear anything for a couple days. Went downstairs, asked them. They didn't know anything. So apparently you can book things on Celebrity's website that do not exist anymore. So they have canceled these things, ostensibly because of COVID, right. Which I don't understand, because if you're vaccinated and the crew's vaccinated, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Were you upset?
I was a little upset about it, because we did have some good opportunities via that to see the ship, talk to some officers. But they did right by us once we finally got them to look into it a little deeper. By
the midweek, we finally got a room credit for that. I guess they were just going to let that slide because one hand didn't know what the other hand was doing. So be careful of the things you book online I don't know if the website is talking to whatever other organization they need to talk to. There's some weird stuff going on, so keep an eye on that. How about your room? What do you think of your room?
I love the room. I think it's gorgeous. It's from other rooms that we've been in. It's wider. I love the bathroom.
Yeah.
I love the bathroom. You can open the mirrors and have a window straight through the room. It really lightens things up.
We have a complete video tour of the room, both when we checked in and also as we set it up with the stuff we bought on Amazon for this cruise.
Right, right.
What do you think of the layout? And are you able to see the ocean from your bathroom?
We are able to see the ocean from the bathroom. This morning we could see Nassau, Bahamas through the window.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's pretty cool, yeah. It's neat.
You can close them. Of course, you can close those windows in the bathroom and it turns into a mirror.
Right.
So this is a newer ship. They really thought of a lot of interesting and very cool things on here. It's pretty impressive. How'd you sleep?
Fantastic.
Bed's comfortable?
Bed's comfortable. Everything's good.
Speaking of comfort, I understand you spent some quality time at the spa. Tell us about your spa experience with the Celebrity Edge.
Some lovely quality time at the spa. We had two massages. We had an aromatherapy massage, and yesterday we did a seaweed massage. Got wrapped like a little cocoon.
She wouldn't let me take pictures of that. I almost got them.
He tried. So that was wonderful. And then on the second day, I did thermage with Dr. Jorge, which was wonderful.
He's cute, believe me. He's just this good-looking Venezuelan guy.
Yes, from Venezuela. Yeah.
He's like 20.
No, he's 36.
He doesn't look it. He must have thermaged himself.
It doesn't look it at all. And then you also, the same day I did thermage, you did acupuncture.
I had needles stuck in my face to try to make me look younger, which has worked. I mean, look at me. I look fabulous, don't I? But I looked fabulous before that, so it's hard to tell the difference. Yeah, that was interesting. I was going to do a pain thing for a certain pain that I have, but I decided for you, our viewers, our loyal viewers on YouTube, I wanted to do something that you could see. So I did the acupuncture in my face, and I have a video about that experience here on this channel as well. It'll probably be here by the time you're watching this. If I could get uploads on this stupid slow internet, Richard Fain, we do something. You get a new satellite, buy an upgrade or something. Come on, it's 2021 for God's sake. Yeah, did you like what did you notice about this spa? Was it new? Were there different options?
It was new. It was big. I'm not sure there were different options that you can't get on other
rice
cruises.
bed?
Oh, the rice bed. I don't really know what that was about.
Were you laying on a space blanket?
That was for the seaweed massage. Yes, we were. Wrapped in foil.
There's a lot of really interesting things I've never seen before in this spa. I mean, I guess a lot of ships have that thermage.
Yes. Yeah. It's LMS, yeah. I think that's how you say it, is their big product line, and that's what they use to do a lot of these treatments.
Of course, the gym is directly above one side of the spa, and we never set foot in there because I'm on vacation. I'm not going to the gym. I know these people go. Why?
There were a lot of people here that went to the gym, and there were a lot of people who apparently love their Pelotons so much that they wanted to do that here.
You had to have what?
You have to have an appointment to get onto the Pelotons, and you apparently need to have your own account. I don't know anything about Pelotons, but I just overheard some conversations.
So you have to have a Peloton account, which means you have to already have a Peloton at home.
Right, you do. And then there are people posting online about, well, do they provide the shoes? So I don't know if they have special shoes to ride the Peloton. I don't know. Not my thing.
I don't have a Peloton, never will.
Probably not.
But we like to walk. I mean, look, we're fit. We're just walking and doing normal.
We've been walking 10,000 steps a day, just walking around this cruise ship.
Yeah, we have a video of the, it's interesting because the walking trail is actually right above us. And on this rainy day, people are not able to walk because it's not covered. No, if you try and, I mean, a lot of the other cruise ships, they have that walking trail, like on deck 4, I guess, and it's covered. It's nice, so it's shaded most of the day, and you can walk even in inclement weather like this. On this, unfortunately, there's nobody on this trail today. Completely exposed to the elements and no way to get around it.
There is something that you can do walking covered on like deck 5. But I don't know how far it goes. Yeah,
it's not continuous. It's about half the boat, and it cuts off at one of the restaurants, I think, and you can't get all the way around. But you could still walk in a covered area. But not a lot of covered areas for walking here. I guess you have to use the treadmill. Yeah. All right, tell me about the entertainment you've seen so far.
All right, the entertainment's been very, very good from what we've seen, but we kind of gravitated to one young kid named Quinn Johnner. He's fantastic. He is fantastic.
What a voice, this kid. He plays solos, plays guitar. Comes from a family of, tell me about his family.
I think he comes from a family of 5 brothers. His dad is a Canadian country star up there, and amazing. They are amazing.
Yeah, this kid, we looked him up on YouTube too. Look at some of the stuff that their family has done together. It's phenomenal. And what he's able to do here with one guitar and just his voice is just mind-blowing.
And there's also another soloist, Kyle Tacey. He was pretty good. We didn't see a lot of him. We didn't catch him at the right times. And then there was a duo from England.
Yeah.
They were good.
They're playing Beatles. Were they doing the Beatles? It was a woman singing Beatles songs, right?
Yes, I think she did some Beatles songs. Yes.
I was like, what are you even doing? And then there was the band, the Celebrity Showtime band, part of the orchestra, who went to the Martini Bar one night. They were trying to do pop songs. They were way out of key, way out of timing. I guess they're just getting back together.
I guess, but we sat behind them this time because it was crowded in there.
What about the piano guy?
Okay, the piano guy was energized. He was so into it. The drummer was as well, but the piano guy, he was into it big time.
They seemed to be having problems with the brass, with the saxophone. They're way out. I guess they didn't have their timing down yet. I don't know if they were thrown out there, but yeah, we have seen just about every show you could ever see. So we avoided a lot of the shows, to be honest with you. Let's see them in a more intimate setting, the musicians. And man, this Quinn kid is just unbelievable.
He's great. He's great.
The entertainment's on par with any other cruise ship, I would guess here. I mean, this is the jewel, one of the jewels. There's this in the apex of the Celebrity fleet, and there's a new one coming out.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Beyond what?
Just Beyond.
And they're announcing another one for April of next year, a new one that's going to be bigger than this.
Well, Beyond is the one that's coming out in April. And then there's another one after that they're going to be starting in October. They're going to start building it in October.
I got you. All right, so a lot of new stuff, exciting news happening here on Celebrity Cruise Lines. What about the food? What have you noticed about the food?
The food has been good. No problems with the food. We kind of gravitated towards the Ocean View Cafe a lot. But we did some of the restaurants. The Le Bistro, was that where we had lunch yesterday?
Yeah.
Was delicious. They had crepes, and it was wonderful.
What about at nighttime at that place? Where it turns into La Petite Bistro.
La Petite Bistro is wonderful. You're going to have to show some of that video where they're projecting down from the ceiling onto the table, and the animated characters are actually making your food. And then once they've done with one, there's 4 courses, and once they're done with one course, magically the waiter comes out and delivers you the exact recipe or item that the little animated characters were making. That's kind of cool.
It was very. It's actually Disney. It was beyond anything cool I've ever seen on a Disney ship. So Disney, get your stuff together. Celebrities got you beat hands down. I've never seen any. It was
cool.
One of the coolest demonstrations in a dining room I've ever seen. It's hard to impress me. I mean, we've seen everything, but that was like, wow. We wanted to go back, but it's been booked solid every night.
Yeah. And last night we went to, what's it called? Raw
on 5.
Raw on 5, yeah. That was good too, actually.
I'm
not a seafood person, but
she ordered chicken.
I had miso chicken. It was delicious. It was really good. And what'd you have?
I had a spiced tuna roll, and then I did a tuna with that, what's that special?
Truffle oil.
I call them mushrooms. They call them truffles. That was delicious. It was wonderful. Excellent meal. Beautiful service. We wanted a special kind of tequila, and they have sommeliers in each of these restaurants, and they will run from one ship. It's like the entire end of the ship to the other to get you what you want, and they found it for us. It's something that was kind of hard to find. We were really impressed.
Yep, they were great. The staff has been very accommodating, very kind.
Impeccable.
Yep.
All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was Captain Kate. She did a little question and answer thing, and so anyway, she talked about being on this ship for how many days?
17 days she was on the ship when COVID started.
And she mentioned she hadn't seen her husband in so many days, 316 days. And I can't really get a read on whether she was okay with that, but she seemed pretty okay. She goes, we have the kind of relationship that actually works better for. I actually believe her.
I believe her too.
Could you stay away from me for 316 days?
No, not at all.
Maybe 315?
No. She actually works 3 months on, 3 months off. So, 90 days. 90 days away from your spouse, your family.
I don't know what kind of relationship can sustain that. I mean,
But she's 15 years strong, she said. In October, I believe it was, she's celebrating her 15-year anniversary. So it's working for them.
Yeah, I mean, could you do it? I mean, could you be away from your spouse for 300? I mean, a lot of people are going to be a smart butt and say, oh, yeah, I hate my husband, or my wife. But like a normal, healthy relationship, I just don't think that's sustainable.
It wouldn't work for us. We're too connected.
Yeah. I mean, if we're one night away from each other, we're on FaceTime like all night. Or set up. Are you still there? I'm watching her snore. You hear this one snore. She's like a trucker. But yeah, I mean, she's interesting, career-oriented women. And I mean, she has a sense of humor. She speaks very. How do you think she speaks?
She speaks very well. Off the cuff, handles herself excellent. She's very inspiring. She's inspiring not only to the crew and the staff here, but she's inspiring to young women around the world. Our kids are following Captain Kate on TikTok and Instagram.
How many followers does she have on TikTok?
2 million? 1.5 million?
Close to 2 million, yeah. That's insane. So she,
Essentially,
she is a celebrity.
Wait. Did you not make her TikTok?
We may or may not. I cannot confirm nor deny whether Felicia and I are on her TikTok more than once. But believe me, I am on my best behavior because I want this to work. I want cruising to come back big time.
Really do.
I want nothing to go wrong. And so far, have you seen anyone sick?
I have not seen anyone sick. I haven't seen anyone complaining about that. There are, I think, less than 30 children on the boat. And the ones that we don't see many of them, to be honest, I guess because the activities are on the second deck.
There aren't many.
But the few that we have actually seen are wearing their masks because they're under the age they don't have to be vaccinated. There are other adults wearing masks on the ship. There's, I believe, only 2 adults that are not vaccinated on the boat today, but there are more than 2 adults wearing masks. If they're more comfortable with it, then absolutely do it. But for the most part, everybody's doing their thing. We get in elevators with other people. We don't feel uncomfortable. People aren't walking around coughing and sneezing and carrying on. So yeah, I'm good.
The staff seems like they're always wearing their masks. I think when they're off duty, I have seen staff sitting and eating in there because you can't eat with a mask on. So they're sitting in the restaurants without masks, which is normal. And but yeah, I think we're going to get close to normal. They're talking about, I guess, the vice president of whatever was here, hotels. He's saying that they're incrementally increasing the passenger capacity on each of the ships, that they're sailing this one again next week with 50% instead of 40%, and they're gradually ramping it up as they go along to get back to normal. When do you think this will be totally back to normal?
I don't know, maybe the beginning of next year. Maybe, I mean, there are cruises starting to sail out of Port Canaveral, which is where we're closest to. I believe there's some sailing out this weekend from there.
So I think we're on the road, getting back to normal.
People want to be back to normal. People want to be out there cruising, so they're going to do whatever they can to make that happen.
And this historic cruise was a big step in that direction. I think a lot of people, pundits, were waiting to see, is something bad going to happen? Is everybody going to get quarantined? Are they going to be stuck at sea for 2 weeks? And we did wonder that ourselves. I mean,
we did, and we kind of came prepared for that.
Yeah.
So,
except for the internet.
Okay, we weren't prepared for that. And if we did get stuck out here, it would be a problem.
Yeah, the
from
internet.
A work perspective.
Right. The internet was the biggest problem we've run into. But that's a good problem to have in the grand scheme of things.
Honestly, you go on a cruise, you should be disconnected.
Yeah, right.
That's supposed to
Who can do that? For 316 days?
Okay, no, I can't do that.
All right. But everything seems really normal. People are in good spirits except for the really old people who complain on every cruise. And you know who you are. You know if you're a complainer. Some of them watch this channel and complain in the comments below. I don't like your attitude. And we enjoy that. Please, if you hate us, tell us, because that helps our engagement. We love engagement. Anyway, things are looking great. How's the weather looking behind us?
Oh, it actually looks like it might clear up. We might be able to go down and actually get off the boat now. We are in Nassau, and they do require face masks to be worn.
Can you show them this?
Sure.
See if I can. So we are looking at the port in Nassau. That is the flea market, I call it. They call it the, what do they call it? The straw market, which used to actually be made of straw before it got damaged by a hurricane. Now it's like the concrete steel roof market. It is nice. It's been that way for years now. Senor Frogs looks like it's still there, and that little restaurant on the end, which I think is also, see if I can get you out here, is also owned by them. Looks like that is shuttered now, and there's a couple of cruise ships in port here, and I don't know if they have passengers on them. There's this Crystal Serenity over here. I think it may have passengers on, hard to say. And then there's another Royal Caribbean ship on the other side, which looks like it's just being maintained or doing some work on it. So yeah, here's the port. It's looking, it looks pretty healthy down here, except a lot of stuff isn't open. I don't know if there's anybody on the Serenity. Do you see any passengers on there? It's difficult to tell. It may just be here for maintenance. I'm not sure. So we may only be the only cruise ship in here, which is surprising because people are already off the boat. And I know that Senor Frogs used to be a huge destination when things were normal. People used to be in there and partying. I think the drinking age is like 18, so you'd have kids going wild in this place. I think there's a Hard Rock in here and all kinds of stuff too. They do have a couple of, what do they call the tours? Curated tours, which means officially sponsored and paid for by, well, paying through a celebrity. You have to pay for them yourself. And there are some tours going on, although it's kind of a cruddy day to go on any water tour. But it is what it is. You get some of those days.
You know, it is 9:45 on a Friday in Nassau, and the straw market's not open. I can't tell.
I wonder if the straw market survived.
I wonder. I don't see a lot of people are getting off the boat. I don't really see a lot of them out there walking. So I'm not really sure.
There's cars parked out there, but that could be normal. Normally it's bustling and there's tourists walking up and down the sidewalk and in the restaurants and in the straw market, but you have to wonder if the straw market survived at all.
There's nobody down there on the beach, but it is a cloudy, rainy day, so
we'll keep an eye on it. We'll check back a little bit later on and let you know if anything's changed. This is Felicia B. Doesn't she look younger with her thermos? And I'm Tim Cruz for Cruise Reviews. Thanks again for watching. Leave your comments if you have any thoughts or questions. We'll try to address that and do some more research for you. We're out. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
bye.